Time to talk a little bit of high school basketball today, and with me I have Joe Byers from Belvidere, one of the Buccaneers, and he just recently signed to go to D3 Wisconsin-Whitewater, one of the top programs in D3 in the country. And first of all, Joe, congratulations on getting that offer and going off to play at a really good basketball program.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really excited. Kind of next step in my life, and I think that's the right decision.
When you decided on a D3 school, at least you went to a big one that has really done well, a national championship and all that stuff. How did they impress you when they were talking to you, Joe?
Well, I think one of the big things for me is they were one of the first schools to contact me when I was playing summer ball for my travel team. Also, I went on a couple visits up there, and I know a couple friends up there, and I really just like the campus, and I got along with the coaches, but I wanted to go somewhere that I wanted to go to school to, not just basketball. But I committed there even before I knew they won the national championship, so everything just kind of worked out.
Do you have some kind of a major you're looking at up there at the school?
I'm probably going to go into my freshman year undecided.
Well, that's a good choice. That gives you some time to think about it, I guess, a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I might do something with communication, something involving business. That's what my brother got into, so something like that might be interesting.
What did you like about the basketball program up there? They seem like they have really done an excellent job. A lot of D3 schools get that kind of that wink and a grin look, but they really do a good job up there.
Right. Their history, it speaks for itself. They're a winning team year in, year out, and they got really nice facilities up there, almost all brand new, and I just like the way they play. They run up and down the floor, and I went to a game up there and watched them play, and I was really impressed. And
you and the coach hit it off right. What do they plan to use you with, Joe, when you get up there? What kind of thoughts have they told you about what Joe Byers is going to be doing?
They said that probably I'll be playing the 2 or the 3. I understand that as an incoming freshman, especially on a national championship team, I might not get that much playing time my first year, and I understand that, but I got to earn my minutes, but I'm just really excited to be a part of their program.
And when you look at that, they play a lot of Wisconsin schools, so you're going to see the whole state of Wisconsin, I guess, huh?
Oh, yeah, they play, Stout, Platteville, La Crosse. There's a lot of schools up there, about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 schools that they play in that conference. So, there's not that much traveling, and it's kind of nice, actually, so now my parents can come to most of my games, too.
Was that a key for you, that your parents can come watch some games and stuff?
I think that was a big key for them, but for me, it was just kind of about where I wanted to play, and they understood that.
You won a big honor your junior year. You were named the NIC 10 Most Valuable Player. That had to be something that you were really excited about. You were named after Fred VanVleet, who's had a pretty good basketball career so far.
Right, yeah, it's very good company, especially, my buddy Brock Stahl also play on the same travel team as him, so it's a really big group of guys to be a part of, and it was an honor, especially being after Fred VanVleet. I was watching him in the NCAA tournament this year,
And this year you made all-conference, and it's been a really good program at Belvidere, and you've been able to help Coach Aaron Pearson out during this time. Has it been a lot of fun being at Belvidere during this upsurge in basketball there?
Oh, yeah, just being part of history, winning conference as a junior, and Coach said at the end of the year, we kind of set the tone for future generations. Belvidere isn't just a football town anymore. It's a basketball town, too. And, back-to-back 21 seasons, it was an honor to be part of that history.
You had some really good teammates over your career as well at Belvidere.
Oh, yeah. I made a lot of good friends, and I still keep in contact with a lot of guys who I've played with over the years.
Now, how big was that winning that NIC 10 championship? I don't think people realize. I think that's the first one Belvidere ever won, and it was against some really good teams, too.
Yeah, it was the first one we ever won, and, we just had a solid about 6 or 7 guys who played a lot of minutes, and it was different from this year. This year we played about 10 guys, but that year's team just had probably the best chemistry I've ever had on any basketball team. We were all really good friends, and it was fun to play with those guys.
Could you tell the difference this year after you won the championship, that people didn't mess around as much as they had in the past, maybe with Belvidere basketball?
Oh, yeah, you could definitely tell that. You could tell they zeroed in on a couple of us, and, they didn't just take us for granted anymore. They knew we were here to play every game, and we had a couple teams this year that went down right to the wire, and we only lost by 2 in a couple games this year, so.
And when you look at it, your coach, Coach Aaron Pearson, gave you a lot of leeway in what you did in a ball game. I saw you make a three, and then you'd go underneath and get a rebound and things like that. So he was really kind of a good coach for you at that time.
Oh yeah, I love Coach Pearson. He gave me and Mo kind of the green light this year. He goes, you guys have been here for 3 years, got the most experience, and kind of wanted us. He kind of told us, this is your guys' team, and you guys need to be leaders, and you need to step up in big situations.
When you won the NIC 10, was there a turning point that season that you remember that said, hey, that's what got us in the right direction?
I'd have to say, we won a couple big games at the beginning of the year, and that's kind of when you could tell that we were gonna do well. But I'd have to say probably beating Boylan both times kind of showed people. They were shorthanded the first time we played them. They had a couple guys hurt, and I don't know if people really gave us as much credit for us as we deserved. But I think once we beat them second time at their place, that's when people kind of realized how good we could actually be.
The NIC 10 really became a basketball league the past several years. That had to make it very competitive for you guys, and very satisfactory for you guys to have such great seasons.
Right, yeah, definitely. We had, like you said earlier, I was playing against Fred Van Fleet my sophomore year, so it kind of was a reality check for me when I was younger, to realize that it's not how it used to be. You're going to have good competition every game, and every team competes with you in that conference.
And you mentioned your AAU team. I know you guys had a really spectacular one. I think you had a guy from Rockford Lutheran that's pretty good there, and you had Brock Stahl from Boylan there. You had a pretty good mixture, the way I understand.
Oh, yeah, it was. I loved playing with those guys. It was kind of like how we would say it was kind of a Rockford area all-star team, kind of. I didn't even know those guys coming in, and now I played Ryan Swigert and Dalton Menke from Winnebago, and Christmas tournament this year. It's kind of fun knowing some guys on the team, and of course I play Brock twice, and I play Thomas, Kendall, Nate Weeding, all those guys in the regional back-to-back year. So it was really fun playing with those guys over the summer, though.
Having those guys as teammates, did that help you when you got ready to decide on a college? Did you guys ever talk about that and say, hey, what are you looking at? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I really did, honestly, with a couple of guys, not necessarily everybody. I know some of them were interested in football, but me and Kendall Lawson from Lutheran, actually, we both went up to Stevens Point and took a visit for basketball, and both kind of checked the scenery out up there, but in the end, we both kind of, I think he just said, I heard from somewhere he's playing football for Aurora now, but we both went a different way, so.
One thing about Kendall, he takes care of stuff when he goes places, doesn't he? He's a pretty good talker, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like Kendall. No, I like Kendall.
I like Kendall, too. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, and so when you look back on this, what's the one thing that you're going to remember from your high school career at Belvidere? I know a lot of people are going to remember you and what you guys did, especially your junior year.
Right. I just, it's a big honor to be a part of something like that. And, just making history for Belvidere High School. And it was kind of an honor to be part of something that big, and especially when Belvidere was, like I said earlier, not really ever a basketball town. They were always about football. In that back, especially, my dad played for Belvidere, my relatives played for Belvidere, and, yeah, just being a part of that was huge.
And when you look at it, it's right after the split of the two schools, so you really were playing with half the kids you would have had, so it's really impressive about that, too, I guess, when you look back.
What's that?
I said, it's pretty impressive because you had, the Belvidere North split came just before you started playing basketball. So basically you were a smaller school, but you guys yet win the NIC 10, so that is pretty cool. Oh, yeah,
I think we were the smallest school in the conference, so, it was kind of like the movie Hoosiers, my dad used to say, because he loves that movie, so he always would compare stuff to that. But, yeah, it was, especially when the school split, it was kind of hard for everyone to get back on track with sports.
Yeah, well, your dad's a good guy. He likes Hoosiers. That's my favorite movie, too. Hey, Joe, congratulations on going to UW-Whitewater. Thanks for all the games. I know I enjoyed watching you guys play, and you always played hard, and we appreciate it. And good luck as you become a Warhawk.
Yep, well, thanks very much for having me.
We've been talking with Joe Byers from Belvidere. He's going to the University of Wisconsin, Whitewater. For the StatelineSportsHub.com, this is Dave Schmidt.